Hello everyone, and welcome to the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Xstreamed YouTube channel as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel. So make sure you smash the subscribe button wherever you're looking. Now at the moment we just have Dave and David here. It is the D&D show, Dungeons and Dragons, but we'll see if it remains that way by the time we get past the intro credits. Actually, I just remembered, because we're now on a different platform, we'll still be at the bottom, you'll see us, so we'll see if anyone else dances along as we go.
Welcome to the Geek Battle Zone. We discuss comics and beauty minds are blown. We debate Marvel versus DC, Skeletor, X-Men, and Ron Weasley. Judge David slams down the gavel and Cap dreams of Henry Cavill. It's a Geek Battle stream, the rage is we assemble our Geek Avengers team. Welcome to the Geek Battle party. We are the Justice League and our Batman is Marty. Say hello to Tim as movies are greenlit. Every movie, Dev's already seen it. Xbox, Star Wars, and Summer Star Riders. He-Man, Star Trek, and David loves spiders. We battle as Marvel and Disney look bleak, and we try to crown the Geek of the Week. It's the Geek Battle Show. Welcome to the Geek Battleground, where we use the Force and the One Ring is found. Cap is wrong about Resident Evil 6. Everyone watch out, some shit is big. Gerald and Tim and Diz will try to win at the Geek Battle quiz. David and Dave will confuse, dive in the TARDIS of Doctor Who. Watch out now, we're full of hot takes. Johnny Courtney is garbage, but Red Dwarf is great. You love Sega, I love Nintendo, but in the Geek Battle, we are all friendos. Oh, it's a Geek Battle show. Oh, the Geek Battle show. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Geek Battle show.
Yes, so I don't know if you can even hear me at the moment, but welcome to the Geek Battle show. Welcome, welcome one and all. And hold it, wait for it, wait for it. Every time I seem to add someone in today, it's freezing up a little bit, so I'm completely frozen on the screens. Hopefully you can still hear me. But look, Capel Fave is here as well. So, guys, what can I say? Look at this. Why am I freezing up on this? All I can say is, restream! Now, right, now we're going to go straight into our introductions. I do have an update on the whole StreamYard scenario, so we'll get to that soon. But I think we need to do something. We're not going to wait for any finger pointing because... Yes, Nick, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. My name is Nick from Virginia. And my geek fact of the week is Duran Duran is neither a Duran nor a Duran.
Oh my god. I can't believe... Nick, do you know what? I put that as its own video on the Geek Battle YouTube channel. And I'm not going to say it bombed, but let's see how well it did. So, Geek Battle. Geek Battle. So, subscribe to the Geek Battle channel if you haven't done so already, peoples. But let me tell you how this did, Nick. I bet I can't even find it now. No, I just want to go to the channel, right? So, videos, let's see. Duran. Maybe I didn't even bother to upload it. Right, let's see. Discussing what is Duran. It got 5 views. 5! No one cares about Duran. Right, so anyway, we're going to continue our introductions.
Hold on. Let me ask Campbell a favorite question before we continue this discussion. Campbell Fave, do you know who Duran is?
I vaguely remember some background character in a cartoon show just yell out that Duran or something, but that's pretty much it.
So Duran Duran is a band from the 80s that wrote a song from A View to a Kill. They wrote the intro song to a James Bond movie.
Right, okay. On this note, since you've already lent into this a little bit, I think... Oh, God. Right, we need to... I'm sure I had Cap's intro. But anyway, here's Dave's.
I am the master.
Yes, so Dave, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. I am Dave MC here in Paris, France, and my geek fact. Actually, you got it as well, Nick. So I am going to say it. So I have a geek fact about the Fourth Doctor, following my trend of numbering doctors. The Fourth Doctor's scarf was actually made by accident. The lady who had made the scarf thought that all the wool that she was given to make the scarf, she used all the reels of wool, thinking, oh, I've got to make a scarf with all of these. Hence Tom Baker's iconic long scarf.
That is an amazing fact. That has made my day. I like it.
Hey, but Dave and David, do you guys know how long Tom Baker's scarf actually ended up being?
I don't know. It's as long as this.
Yeah.
It is
Cap, where's your scarf?
17 feet long.
Cap and Fave, where is your scarf?
Hey!
Love it, love it. You can never be too far from a scarf, guys. Now, Jesus, this, now, Cap and Fave, I can bring up your intro credits, but to bring it up, I'm just going to have to upload it, and this is just, like, unprofessional to be doing it. Look, here it is. It says it. So, here we go. There you go. It's Cap and Fave. Say hello to the people. You are muted, my friend. Cannot hear a word.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles, and also the Witchers. I'm here to you as Couple Dave. And my geek fact for today, because I was so pumped by Amazon's trailer, it's going to be a Warhammer fact. So one thing, I mean, like, this is going to be a bit about the show as well. One thing they nailed is that Space Marines are shock troops, and they nailed that perfectly on the trailer. But what I was going to say is that Warhammer Space Marine physiology, they're not like any other normal, juiced up super soldiers like Captain America. Warhammer Space Marines tend to be very unique because of the fact that they have extra organs, like 2 hearts and 3 lungs, and they spit acid, and they basically can eat anything. Henry fucking Cavill Warhammer. Yeah, this should be a new thing. And the other thing is, like, when to make a Space Marine, you need a gene seed that almost sounds as sperm, but it kind of is. It's like a round, gooey type of thing that you actually need to make a Space Marine. But those Space Marine gene seeds sometimes have flaws, and some chapters tend to get pretty flawedy, like the Blood Angels are technically vampire Space Marines, and the Space Wolves are furry Space Marines by the meme community, but technically they tend to go werewolfy. So that's how you make a Space Marine physique work.
Yeah, no, okay, so one of the things that I was going to mention is it says here, Henry Cavill offers Warhammer 40,000 TV update. And here is the update.
For the record, it's 140K.
I don't care. No, bullshit. I know it is, but I knew there was something wrong with what I was saying, right? But look, I'm going to show you here. You'll see the headline. So let's see this. See this? It says 40,000. So it should just say, if they mean 40K, it should say 40K. Well, forget the mustache. Look at that goddamn beard. Wow.
I gotta say one thing. That mustache is glorious.
It is. Yeah.
It's from the Ungentlemanly Warfare movie.
But it says here, together my incredible team and I, so literally, the only person that can work with Henry Cavill is if he's the team leader, right? I don't get it, but still. Brilliant minds, blah, 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 working away, concept rooms, enormity, together. Well, I trust him. I trust Henry Cavill is a geek. He would happily come on this show, but I'm saying, Henry Cavill, no. The world needs you to stay in the studios. You can't just be on here each week. And so clearly he's working on something.
He's just one tweet away, like Lex Luger. If David tweets him out, he will be like, I'm there, guys, I'm there.
Yeah, you know what? At some point I may do this. Right, now, okay, how do you remove this from the screen? Okay, so... I can't take this shit off. There we go. Where the hell are we?
Back to Zoom.
What is this? No, Zoom is never coming back. Oh my god, we're still on this. Right, how do we leave? This is like Nick trying to leave last week. Nick wasn't meant to be here. He just couldn't leave last week. He's still here from last week.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we've seen everything.
What do you mean, am I serious? No, of course not. You would know. Right, okay.
Nice My Little Pony underwear, by the way.
Yeah. Although I don't know if I enjoyed what you were doing with it. So, okay. We've done all of the intros. We've spoken about Henry Cavill and Warhammer, so we've kind of ticked all of the boxes. This is weird. I think
we have not spoken about Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson yet.
Not at the moment, but I'm sure that will come. So we're going to go on to some hot takes. There are some big pieces of news. So there's some new trailers and stuff. But Cavalfave, what have you got for us?
We can react to the Amazon Space Marine trailer with our Geek Shields if it's uploaded.
Well, okay, so I have been trying to get this Geek Shield. So Amazon, what trailer is it?
It's what's the game? Secret level Warhammer.
Warhammer 40k, right? See, this says 40k. Yeah. Let's see. So look at this. I'm going to see how brutalized I get by YouTube today, because I do have. Oh, look at that, it's come straight up. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to keep it on mute. But, look, I need this up again already. So, first of all, this is not intuitive at all. I will get onto what's going on with Restream and StreamYard, that whole saga soon. Let's take a look. So, this is the Henry Cavill thing, or is this a video game?
No, this is the Amazon game show, anthology series about various games, and they released an episode that's going to be like day one.
So has that show started?
Yeah, it started today.
Oh my god, and the first one is Warhammer?
Not sure. This is a snippet that they said, but they have other games showing as well, so I'm not really sure what is the first episode yet. So
it's not live action then?
No, this is animation. So this is going to be an anthology series of different video game franchises. We actually went over the whole
yeah, I do recall.
Yeah, even Pac-Man's going to be in this one, but they only released the Warhammer snippet.
Wait, Pac-Man and Warhammer?
No,
sorry?
It's an anthology show, so this episode is going to be Warhammer, a separate episode will be Pac-Man.
But look at this. He goes through the entire vehicle. This is what Space Marines are, shock troops. They'll just plow through things.
Do you know that? Do you remember the first episode of The Boys where the speedster, I forget what his name was, just accidentally runs through the girlfriend of one of the main human guys? Imagine having that speed, that power, that force, that you could literally just run through a human being or a robot here.
Interesting you say that, David, because the weird thing with Space Marines is that they're not just big; they're ridiculously fast, unconceivable by human fast. Yes. So the funny thing is, there's also Space Marines who are extremely stealthy as well. So they're supposed to be Space Marine ninjas. So imagine a 12-foot tall walking tank with Wolverine claws as a ninja.
Wow.
Well, I just imagine it holding a stick with some leaves on it, and then the other goes, "Wait, what was that? Nothing. There's nothing here. I'm a tree." Oh dear.
But wait, copyright claim?
No. I'll tell you what this is in a second. What I was about to mention on that though, on Space Marine, is if they do have this episode when it launches, I'm going to assume you can watch this episode and begin to get a sense of what Warhammer is, just from this episode.
I think there's a good testing ground. Because,
yes, this is going to be my way in.
Yeah. So far the details that we know that we are actually going to get this Wham episode is going to be about Titus, the protagonist of Space Marines, the video game. So this is going to be about him and maybe his early squad, maybe his later squad that we got to love on the second game. But it is going to be about Titus, and it's going to be about the Ultramarines. But that's the thing with like Warhammers, like they really love the Smurfs. That's the nickname for the Ultramarines. But they're like, I mean, even Dave has his own chapter, her own created Warhammer chapter.
You're damn right I have my own chapter.
Go Dave.
I was just saying, you're damn right I have my own chapter.
What is the name of them again?
The 217th First Order.
What was? Who are their gene fathers?
Me!
It is the lost Primarch, Dave!
So, what's really funny about the tabletop game for Warhammer is even though I have never actually played a game of Warhammer...
Me neither. I've only done the lore bits.
They called me in to be a judge for a Warhammer tournament.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It went well. Like, they just needed a judge, and I'm a judge for a different game. And they're like, well, we just need somebody who can say that they were judging a tournament. I'm like, will you guys pay me the usual $50 an hour? They're like, yeah.
That's it.
Cool. So I get to hang out at a venue for 6 hours, making $50 like I do for bench Magic tournaments, and not do anything. And just
Isn't Nick's audio a bit low?
Hang on, let's see if we can turn him down further. You're right, Cap. Now, okay, I can turn you up, Nick. Oh shit, your audio is low. Say something, Nick.
I am saying something now, David, and I'm not telling you to fuck off and die.
I just turned your volume up. Should we please?
So, also want to touch upon the trailers that like the Blue Boys, the Ultramarines, there's like the general crew. So when you get to like deep into Warhammer, you get like I said, like the Ninja Space Marines, like Dave said, one with the leaf. They are called the Raven Guard, and that is. I mean, like, I still think Dave is right, probably. He's going to be like a big, giant, 12-foot tall dude with a leaf, and everyone thinks he's invisible because, dude, don't say anything, otherwise he'll kill you. Just pretend like he's invisible.
I'll tell you, this is a little side thing for it. There was a series in the UK, a kids' TV show, I watched it, called Stupid, and there was a character in that who thought he was invisible. He would literally say, the shop only allows one school kid. Fear not, for I will use my invisible powers. And he literally goes, I'm here, and now I'm gone. And he walks into the shop, he walks around going, no one can see the amazing invisible boy. So he goes, no one can see the amazing invisible space marine.
The Emperor of Mankind made me invisible. The Emperor of Mankind made me invisible.
Yeah, you just imagine, like, in the Emperor's Throne, you've got all these, like, leaders of the chapters, and there's just this one space marine just going, I'm invisible, I'm invisible, I'm invisible.
And everyone says nothing because like, the 12-foot tall dude who can tear them to pieces, so just play along with it.
On an unrelated topic, I just realized that Postansky is wearing a scarf, but it's not the correct scarf.
Hey, I am wearing an Elseworlds Doctor Who's... No, it's just a scarf, Nick. Like, you had scarves on. I felt like left out, so I just put a scarf. Guys, we can't all have rich parents. Right.
I had mine made.
Yeah, alright, just because you've got a tailor, that's even worse. I had mine made. It's a mountain goat.
My butler did it for me.
It was a present for a Christmas present from
my
brother.
butler's butler did it for me.
Yeah, Alfred, make me another scarf.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
Paint the Batmobile with cartoon dragons.
So, guys, if I can take the attention just for a second here. Now, I said I would have.
Take the attention.
Okay, hang on, muted and.
David wants all the attention all of a sudden.
Right. Anyway, so what I was going to say is on the topic of Restream and StreamYard. Look, Restream is struggling a little bit here. Still gonna play around with some of the settings and that here and there. But I tweeted the parent company who own StreamYard. Now I'm gonna screen share this just so we can discuss. And let's bring this up here. So they're owned by a company called Bending Spoons, and they're going on. This feature's my favourite. Since we acquired StreamYard, blah blah blah, back in May. So I tweeted them a couple of days ago, saying I cancelled my subscription to StreamYard because you reneged on my lifetime pricing of $97 a year and made it $391 without my consent. Your service was decent, but this recent price has forced me and other smaller users out. They replied, I saw earlier today. Hi Slam Jam, because I did it from the Slam Jam account. We're sorry to hear about your experience. What you described shouldn't have happened. Please reach out to StreamYard's customer support so they can look into this and make things right. You can get in touch via this form, which I did within the last hour or so. Okay, so after that, I did do that, and then I got a copy and paste response back. So I just emailed them as you suggested, and they completely ignored what you're saying publicly here and sent a copy and paste answer. What are your thoughts on this? So we'll see if this saga continues. StreamYard, I would like to do business with you, but it's got to be at the price we agreed on 3 years ago, not on your rip-off new price and your practices of just ignoring. So, with that, we will see how the saga continues. But it doesn't look like that. Now, here's the thing: their parent company, they like Bending Spoons. So, if you didn't know, the company that now owns StreamYard, they own other things that you may have heard of: WeTransfer, Remini, Evernote, Meetup.com. They own all of these things, and yeah, their parent company replied saying that it shouldn't have happened. But despite them now saying it publicly and on the record, they have their first step to remedy this has been to ignore it. So we'll see how this continues.
Wait, did you say that they own Meetup.com?
Yeah, they own Meetup.com.
So I have friends that do Meetup, that run a couple Meetup groups here, and they just increase their prices to like 170 a year.
Yeah.
And my friends are going apeshit about that.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, Bending Spoons. Look, Cap, you have a spoon. Now, they have said that, and I quote, what you describe shouldn't have happened. Please reach out and so that to our customer support so they can look into this and make things right. Now, I'm willing to pay the price that we agreed, but nothing more. Nothing more. Because otherwise, StreamYard, we're going to be in the world of Restream where we're just vanishing at any given moment. Right. So, anyway, guys, now
on the subject of us getting paid what we were promised, as the challenge of the show, I think that Dave MC, me, and Kevin Faith should get a...
Right, so anyway, as I was saying, now, yeah, there's lots of... There's lots of stories. There is new... Oh, okay, I'll bring him back. Right, so... Oh, I love that control. That control is really cool. That control is really cool. I'm going to give that to Restream. StreamYard couldn't do that, even if it does make me freeze for a second. So, they're saying that Chris Evans is going to definitely be back for the next Avengers movie. Let's discuss it.
Wait, what? When did that happen?
A day or two ago. It's pretty much being reported as a lock-in. So let's bring up the stories about it. Chris Evans will be back.
Is he going to be Johnny Storm again?
You know, and the funny thing is, people say, what character is he going to be playing? He has to be playing Captain America. Now, maybe it will be a variant, and maybe the angle they're going... Imagine if the angle they go with is that everyone sees Iron Man, but he's Doctor Doom, and everyone sees Chris Evans. What was the comic book fans? You'll help me more. What was like the evil version where he sides with the Russians or whatever, Hydra or whatever?
Yeah, when he was with Hydra, he was still technically Captain America, but he was working with Hydra.
Yeah, so I think we all know what's going to happen. If they do something like that, we'll see him, and then you'll suddenly have the revelation that the Avengers, as we see them, Tony Stark, whatever, actually Doctor Doom and Hydra, Captain America, they're the bad guys. But something's going to happen, and they're going to suddenly turn good again. That's blatantly what's going to happen. Right, go on, Cap.
Okay, they're turning good again is both a cowardly move and also making them evil would be a good move if you have good protagonists that can go against them.
Yeah.
With at least Iron Man, I can see Tom Holland's Spider-Man being like the rival for him, and I think it will work. Maybe not as well, but I think it can work because like we care about Spider-Man. At least even this version of Spider-Man, we actually have a lot of investment in him, and we will want him to see pull through challenges, even if against like his father figure, Iron Man. But the problem is for other characters when you bring in evil versions of them, even like Sam, dude, we like you, but choose between you and Chris Evans. That's gonna be a hard choice. Like fans are gonna be like, no, we like Chris Evans more.
Yeah.
Actually,
and even if you bring like,
go on, Nick. What was your interjection?
I like what you're saying, Cap. But I think that what they're gonna do is they're gonna continue with Riri Williams' story from Black Panther 2. And they're gonna have her finish building the Ironheart suit.
Oh God!
And they're gonna go. But what? What are you grunting about, Dave?
That would suck. That would suck because we don't care about her.
No one cares about that. That show has been in the can for like a year or two, and they just don't want to show it. They've made so many bad shows. Literally, they had Daredevil half shot.
No, so what they're gonna do is.
What's
no,
the look?
Someone's saying.
My
Keep it there. Don't come here.
Nick.
My thought of what they should have done with Netflix shows was leave them on Netflix. They were good.
Yeah. But so what I was going to say is Ironheart they've had in the can for a long time, and they just have delayed it because they didn't want to show it. Agatha all along they had in the can for a long time. They didn't want to show it. Daredevil, they had half of the show shot and then they've reshot it because their TV division is the worst.
I really like Agatha all along. I really like Daredevil.
Yeah, no, Daredevil.
I have not seen Ironheart.
They haven't made Daredevil. They have, but we haven't got the MCU Daredevil yet. We only have the Netflix Daredevil.
Right, but I like the Netflix Daredevil.
No, but the point is, they were making a new Daredevil series. They shot about 8 episodes and they scrapped it.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently, Captain America. Yeah, Captain America 4. They've basically made. There is a whole extra movie out there which is going to be different than the one that goes to the cinema in a few months. They're in such chaos that they're filming stuff, realizing after a long time that it's bad, and then starting again on some of them. Dave.
I was going to say, I'll follow on to that point in that bringing Chris Evans back. I think they're doing the same thing they did with Robert Downey Jr. They're bringing someone we know back into the MCU to try to save face because everything, as far as I'm concerned, has been a disaster. Every project they've come out with hasn't been good. And even I've been reading some stories on New World Order that every test screening that it's had has been bad.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, as I was saying, I think they're bringing Chris Evans back to save face. Oh, look, we're going to bring back Captain America. We're going to bring back Steve Rogers, Captain America. You're all going to be happy and everything's going to be fine. So, yeah, but you can't just Thanos snap it and everything's back to how it was when Endgame happened.
Is it still called New World Order? I thought they renamed it. Isn't it like
Something
Brave New World?
Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brave New World. That's the new title.
A whole new world.
I'm still going to say, Steve Rogers is Captain America. You cannot change my mind.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I think you can. I think, in my opinion, I think you can do it, but you have not done that well. So,
Okay, Cap, let me ask you a question.
Think,
So, is Batman Beyond, do people just call him Batman, or do they say, hey, Batman Beyond, how's it going?
Batman.
no.
But he isn't Batman. No, there's
He's
only one.
Batman.
No, Batman Beyond. If it's like the new guy, he isn't Batman.
Yeah, but
He is
Spider-Man
Batman.
2099 is called Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he's in the same universe.
So is
Yeah,
Batman.
Batman
So
is
is
old.
Batman
That's
Beyond.
the only thing. Yeah.
No. So look, so then you can say that Falcon is now Captain America.
No.
Because
Yes. If
No,
you can say
no.
Batman Beyond is now Batman, then you can say Falcon is now Captain America.
David, the thing is, Batman Beyond was good, so Dave is like, yes, I'm gonna call him Batman. The new Captain America show was terrible, so Dave is like, no, she's not Captain America.
No, okay, let me break it down this way. We'll do this sort of thing, okay? So you're saying, so I don't see Sam as Captain America only because I see him as Falcon. He built himself a hero identity as Falcon, the same way that Dick Grayson has the mantle of Nightwing to step away from Batman's shadow. He doesn't want to be Batman. He doesn't want to be like Batman. And Batman has even said that Nightwing is the Batman that Gotham needs. Even for Batman to say that. And like I say, Sam, like, don't get me wrong, I get it. You know, having a new person take up the mantle of Captain America is a thing. But Sam, I don't think earned it. You know what I mean? I don't think
He was anointed by Captain America.
In the MC, from what I've seen, like the MCU movie sort of thing, he hasn't, as a character, earned it because he's just been a side character. Even in like Falcon and Winter Soldier.
What the hell is going on?
Even in, I felt like he didn't probably earn the mantle of Captain America, whereas someone like Bucky, I could see taking up the mantle of Captain America, and he has done.
Yeah, but that's bullshit, because what did Bucky do other than kill Iron Man's parents? That doesn't mean that you get to be Captain
He went through
America.
a whole freaking redemption arc, mate.
He didn't... You ask Howard Stark how redeemed he feel that Bucky is. Like,
He's dead.
yeah, exactly.
Bucky should be Captain America. I will fight, and if Cap's gonna disagree with that, I will go to Sri Lanka.
2 for 2, Dave.
Okay, hang on. Look, Nick. Right, Nick. Look, I'm going to prove it. So, if I say if you think that Falcon is Captain America or whatever, I can't even remember what you're saying. Then I can disappear. See, I disappeared. How shit is this quiz though? Literally, if I bury my head in my hand, that is ultimate. That is my superpower. My superpower is when I bury my head in my hand, I vanish entirely.
Invisibility. If you disagree with him, he will side to invisibility.
Yeah.
I will not disagree that Falcon should not be Captain America. I think Bucky should be Captain America.
Right, fine. Well, yeah, but okay, so Batman Beyond's name should be Batman Beyond.
No!
That's the name of the series.
No, exactly. So it'd be like, hey, Batman Beyond, what's going on here? Hey, Dave, look.
Why are we talking about one of my favorite cartoons from the 90s?
Yes, they're ruining this great cartoon. Captain America debate. They're ruining such a good cartoon, and I can't stand it.
I'm not talking about the cartoon. I'm just saying.
It's amazing.
I am just saying that the character should be called Batman Beyond because he isn't Batman.
He is Batman. He's the Batman of the 31st century.
So I think what we're saying is, and I think we can all collectively agree that David is wrong.
Hang on. Wait a second, David. Wait a second. Yeah, but you're speaking about yourself, David, my friend. Right.
No,
hang on. Well, look, then you have to admit that Jodie Whittaker is the Doctor.
I do.
Yeah,
I
right.
will admit
I do.
I will admit two things about the Jodie Whittaker Doctor, if I may, as not a professional Whovians like David and Dave are, unfortunately. Jodie Whittaker was the first series of the Doctor that I actually saw while it aired live on BBC, which I thought was kind of cool because I got into Doctor Who very late. And what are you pointing at?
Jodie Whittaker, man, behind me.
Oh yeah, that is Jodie
Yeah.
Whittaker.
Go
on. And I like Jodie Whittaker. I like Doctor Who as a character, and because it was the first Doctor Who series I actually watched, I thought she was a good Doctor. Then I watched David Tennant as a Doctor, and I realized, okay, David Tennant is my favorite Doctor.
Have you watched Matt Smith yet?
I have watched Matt Smith, and I still like David Tennant.
Well, okay. Anyway, Cap, what have you got for us?
So many things. Okay. Okay, first of all...
Hey, Cap, look over there.
No, I'm not.
Oh, he's gone.
Okay, so... everyone's gone. Stop confusing me. Anyways, what was I going to say? Okay. I think Sam could have been a good Captain America if they had planned that from the start instead of shoehorning it in at Endgame.
Yeah.
And one of the things I always say, that like, if you're going to, again, what they did with Spider-Man is what you need to do. Bring in a new kid, okay? Every time you're going to pass the mantle, bring in a teenager or a kid and do that Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid story, everyone will fall in love with it, okay? If you don't do
Tom Holland is older than you are.
Yeah. The Max off story is the perfect way to do it. That's what Batman Beyond did, and it's a great show, okay? Batman literally cannot be Batman anymore, because like even if he advanced the suit so much, he would get a heart attack. And he had no choice but to like give the mantle to this young kid who proved himself. Okay? That's when Batman, although in many ways... Nick, shut up! I'm making my point!
No rage!
Uh-oh, it's been invoked.
Damn it.
Nerd rage!
Anyway, we were saying, Cap.
So he's much different from our Bruce Wayne, who's like very level-headed, smart, and stuff like that. But Terry is much different. He's much more younger. He's hot-blooded. Even like in the fight with the Joker, well, Batman warns him that Joker will use distraction. He will talk. He will make jokes and discombobulate you. And Terry is like, oh, that's great because I can talk too. And he literally beats Joker at his own game. He's a different sort of flavor to Batman that people did come to enjoy. But again, there's a lot of work put into it. He had his own series that went from season 3. With Sam Wilson, he came into the show, he came into the whole franchise as an older character who had his own identity. I don't like Bucky as Captain America either. Because like I think that's also like
I will fight you on that one.
I will gladly fight. I would have that fight.
I want to see it.
I will go to Sri Lanka. We'll go have a nice meal, and then I'll punch you in the face.
Yes, I know. We'll take you to heaven, okay? Just hear me out. At least in the movie, I don't know the comics. I haven't read the comic storyline, but as I saw from the movies, I don't think who's like has a lot of super soldier problems, considering the fact that he can literally say words and turn him into an evil guy. Remember, he had that in the Civil War.
They removed that. They've removed that now.
Have they?
I'm saying, it's like bringing a PTSD 90-year-old veteran to go, you're the new Captain America, go! And they're like, I see Hitler everywhere!
It's like, what was it? Is it Jason Bourne? You just say, Hydra. Oh, where are they? I'm gonna get them!
Yeah, exactly.
Captain America, Jason Bourne.
Lots of issues. You could have given us a brand new, good, like, someone whose inspiration who's going to fall into Captain America. Put up a young soldier, a young storyline. It would have worked. But they didn't do that. That's always been the flaw. They have not done the future generation that well. If they had done that, we would be like, oh, great, we love that new thing.
They did in the series with US Agent. However, remember what the Doctor said in Captain America? What they needed was not a good soldier, but a good man.
Yes, but I'm telling you as an example of a young soldier storyline, okay? But, like, do with it as you will.
if you remember, U.S. Agent beat the crap out of somebody with the shield, and it made me want to throw something at my plasma screen.
Not that guy that I'm talking about who came from the show, who was obviously a Pixar character escaped into the Marvel universe. Remember the first shot that we saw? It was the up grandpa in the Captain America suit. Remember that meme? That meme went around. Like, he was the wrong choice to begin with. Maybe David can pull it up. Like the Captain America up meme.
I don't remember seeing that meme at all.
Okay, let me bring it up.
I play video games, so I don't like memes.
Look, what they should have done.
No, this is a good meme. Okay, hang on, Dave. This is going to convince you that this meme is good, because it is actually very good. Let's bring it up here.
Okay.
It's so true. It's so true.
See? This is not the guy you bring up to bring you the young storyline, okay?
I mean, come on, that's uncanny.
That is ridiculously cool. I have not seen that meme. I don't know how.
The funny thing is evil Captain America is Wyatt Russell, which is Kurt Russell's son.
That is hilarious.
Where did the genes go? The genes did not fight back at all.
Well, I'm trying to think, because like Kurt Russell is married to Goldie Hawn, but I don't know if this is Goldie Hawn is the mother.
Like there's always been like so for those of you who don't know like wrestling, there's a guy called Brock Lesnar who's married to a very beautiful lady, but sadly her daughter took after her father.
Holy shit, Goldie Hawn is the mother. Do you know who I mean by Goldie Hawn?
How is she?
Sorry?
How is she?
How is she?
Yes.
In the 80s and early 90s, she was gorgeous.
Yeah, no, Goldie Hawn. Okay, so you know, like, everyone compared, like, Rachel from Friends to Goldie Hawn as, like, oh my god, Jennifer Aniston is the next Goldie Hawn. But,
no,
yes,
that
they
was
did.
not a thing in the States.
Yes, it was.
David, that was not a
that
thing
is
in the
100% a thing. That is 100% a thing. People said Jennifer Aniston was like the next Goldie Hawn. And I have to try to bring up, like, what was it?
I thought they said that Jennifer Aniston was the next. I thought they said that Jennifer Aniston was the next Julia Roberts.
No, no, that was never a thing. No, look, Goldie Hawn was just like the good-looking, you know, sort of like comic actress. No one said that Jennifer Aniston couldn't be the next Julia Roberts. They were contemporaries.
Because Julia Roberts came into fame when Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
was
Goldie Hawn.
famous, right?
Like, hang on, let's bring her up in Overboard. What a great film if you've never seen it.
Julia Roberts was in Friends.
So look, yeah. So this is I don't know. Like that isn't even the best.
Guest star Chandler's girlfriend one time.
Do you know what? I can't actually find something that does like her justice for what she was in the past. But like, yeah, she was someone.
But what I'm asking, David, is that like, did her genes fight back?
No, no. Look, what happens? You're going to see her as she looks now. Like, this is just terrible. We're just body shaming people here, right? But look, so this is what she looked like in like the 80s or whatever. But that's what she looks like Wyatt Russell now. So you can see how it happened. But like, in the past,
he's the son of Kurt Russell and her.
Yeah.
I don't see both of them in him.
Well, I don't know what to say then. I don't know what to say. Right.
Kurt Russell's
those genes did not fight back, guys.
Yeah. Right. Oh my god, this is so slow to scroll back.
Going away from the topic of body shaming people, because body shaming is bad, we're going to go back to the geeky cup. And what they should have done with Bucky was not make him Captain America, but make him the White Wolf, which is a character from the comics that he does become.
No, that's a guy. That's a guy in Wakanda. Bucky is not the White Wolf. That's a different character.
But what they should have done, this is all because of, unfortunately, us losing Chadwick Boseman. What they should have done was pivoting from, instead of making Shuri the next Black Panther, they should have said, oh, we're going to make the White Wolf, which is a Wakandan myth, into Bucky Barnes. We're going to make him the White Wolf. And they basically give him all the powers of the Black Panther
Or
in a different character.
they should have just said, "Oh no, the actor who played Black Panther in one film was really good and he passed away. We'll cast someone else to play this character."
Yeah, to do that.
Imagine if they were like, "Sorry, Christopher Reeve died, so no more Superman, guys."
Well, no, because they've done it now with the actor who played General Ross in the Hulk and in this one. They changed him over, so why couldn't we change Black Panther? Again, to some people, it would be disrespectful to Chadwick because it was his favourite role. But at the same point, you want the character to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like, they could always bring in like a parallel dimension. Oh, this is a different Black Panther variant. But the very idea that they were doing this continuing world, and they were like, well, this character's off limits now, was ridiculous.
At least temporarily. I'm not saying like okay, we're never gonna do Black Panther again, but we're gonna give like 1 year of Black Panther, of actually having the Black Panther in the MCU.
Well, yeah, I mean, anyway, right, speaking of things...
casted Will Smith.
Speaking of things that are dead, sorry, this is a terribly insensitive segue. The Sony Spider-Man universe, apparently they're not going to continue it. So they have had enough. Craven is I think it's released or it's about to be released. And Morbius, Venom, only the first Venom film really did well. The most recent Venom film didn't do particularly well. Madam Web, Craven.
I was gonna go see the most recent Venom movie, but some jackass told me not to.
Was that me?
Ah.
Right. Nick, we need to discuss your rage. Right, you have a lot of rage in your heart. You're going to punch Cap in the face.
Usually it's me that activates nerd rage, but I'm surprised it's these guys this week.
Right. But yeah, so apparently
look, it's also my last show for a while. Let me vent my frustrations.
But why are your frustrations at us? Right.
What are we all doing?
I thought we were friends, Nick.
It
turns out. Right, let me vent. I need to punch Capelthave. David, you're a jackass. Dave.
Oh, it's my turn next, isn't it? What's he going to say about me?
Well, hang on, here's the thing. It turns out he's already visited Tim and Gerald. They're dead, right? He's killed them. Oh my god.
That's why even Tim didn't even say like, "Hi guys, I can't do the show today." He didn't even mention that. He was like taken out.
Yeah.
Just Nick with everybody's phones and messages going, "Oh, I can't do it today." But
yeah.
No, I think Sony discontinuing it. I think that's been looming over for a while, especially with like I thought it would end after the second Venom film. When how that turned out with...
But that was still in the midst of the pandemic, so you could say, oh, the film wasn't great, but it didn't do good because of the pandemic.
Yeah, but I just... Because I watched the first Venom film, and I did like it, and then I watched the one with Carnage, because Carnage is one of my favourite villains, and I thought, oh, I'm going to watch it, because, you know, you got, what was it, Woody Harrelson playing Cletus Cassidy. Okay, I've seen Woody Harrelson do some crazy characters, he'll be good for Cassidy. And then when I saw it, I think, you've just neutered the entire character. Carnage was ruined, and I just felt very bored by it. And this was before Madam Web, so I was bored with Carnage.
I would say Venom 2 was like very underwhelming, but like I don't know, it may have seeped into meme culture because like Venom with those like Neo bands for some reason became a meme. And everyone thought maybe we need to meme Venom so much. And I think in the third movie, he was like memeing the whole way. He was like in a dance thing. He was in the whole, like, he was like, you know what, I'm going to embrace the meme culture. And I'm going to meme this whole movie.
Venom 3 has absolutely no plot.
And apparently, of course it didn't work.
Venom 3 honestly has no plot, right?
No.
we're a month or two removed from it. I'm not going to give major spoilers because you can't, right? But in the plot, Venom, that side of his personality is like, I'd like to go to New York, Thomas Hardy, right? And he never gets there, right? The end
That's
of
not
it.
a bad impression. That was a good one.
Well, anyone can do it, right? At the end of it, like what's his name? Tom Hardy goes to New York, sort of like to honor Venom, who was his infection, and like the whole thing is just them trying to go to New York and not achieving it because Tom Hardy's Jesus. What's the character called? It slipped my mind.
Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock, right? He's like, I need to go to New York to get a lawyer because I'm going to be cancelled. They never resolve that storyline, basically. And the whole time, there is a thing that if Venom comes out of his shoulder, the things that will detect him cannot detect him. It's only if he becomes full Venom that it can detect him, like when Frodo puts on the One Ring. And so, of course, instead of just... He can, like, still attack, but if he becomes full Venom, then he can be found. And it's like, as if you couldn't just keep using, like, these tentacles that come out of you just to get away enough to hide.
I think it was an excuse to not to use the VFX. They were like, oh, we can't animate the whole Venom. We can't do that. We don't have the budget.
Spend the budget on Deadpool.
But I don't know why they do this. Loads of superhero films, when they come to sequels, they panic and they find a reason not to have the superhero be a superhero. So, like, it'll be Spider-Man is like, oh, I'm getting rid of the suit. It's like, we paid to see you suit up, you dickhead. Put the suit on. Iron Man 3, he's like, oh, I can't be Iron Man anymore, right? For the majority of the film. And it's like, we paid to see you in the suit.
Oh, no, Dave's got a nerd rage.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, we had this discussion earlier.
No, but like, how many of them? Superman 2, he gives up his powers. Why?
Yeah.
Why are we paying to watch superhero films where the secret identity decides, do you know what? I'm just gonna be myself.
I don't want cool powers anymore.
I can only assume the logic behind it would be is if we see them weak, we cheer when they get their powers back.
Well,
yeah, I'll give you that. That's a fair point, Dave.
I mean, yeah, there is that side to it, but if we're only every 3 years going to see them for an hour and a half as the superhero.
So you know what I did sometimes with Spider-Man 2, right? I would sometimes I would feel like watching Spider-Man 2. I would put the DVD in and I would skip to the train scene because, like, I just want to see the Spider-Man scenes. I don't want to see mopey Peter Parker the whole way through.
Absolutely.
The way you described, like, Venom 3's plot, just makes me think, like, imagine if in a Transformers movie you got all the Autobots on the planet and you got all these people going, the Decepticons are coming, we got to prepare for the Decepticons to arrive. And, like, Starscream arrives and he's the only one there. And well, wait, that was it? That was the Decepticon invasion? And just Megatron is just reduced to an after-credit scene?
No, think about this, like, every time Transformers transform, they don't transform. They just, like, their head pops up from the hood and they talk and they go back.
Yeah,
well, okay, but hang on, what you just described was kind of what happened with Madam Web. Because you kept seeing flash forwards where the bad guy would see that in the future, the three girls will become different versions of Spider-Woman. And in the actual film itself, it's only in the final scene where you ever actually see them suit up as Spider-Girl.
It's like how I feel about the Multiverse of Madness. I love Doctor Strange. I really like the character. But in the Multiverse of Madness, they show two other universes, maybe, and I'm like, this isn't a Multiverse of Madness. This is several universes.
Yeah.
Like
I would say this. It's not Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's Wanda and her child issues.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Wanda
That's the whole plot of that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't a multiverse. There were like two universes. Like, that was my conversation with my buddy. We went to see it.
I'll tell you, just like a brief thing. I was doing these things, like these reworks and things, and I'll give you a brief thing of what I came up with for Doctor Strange multiverse film. it's after the Spider-Man film, right? So after we got No Way Home, he's taken by the Ultron drones to this universe where we saw, Professor X and the Illuminati and that.
Yeah.
And I'm subsequently calling it the Superior Universe because of the villain. We'll get the Superior Iron Man, who was played by not Robert Downey Jr. but another one, and he wants to control the multiverse in some shape or form. So we see the different parts of the multiverse, and Doctor Strange is being brought to the Illuminati because of what he did with Spider-Man. He broke the barriers of the multiverse. That's why we have, and then you can explain, that's how all these multiverse characters are coming in, because of what Doctor Strange did. Even though he raised everyone's memories of who Peter Parker was, he still did the damage of the multiversal barriers. They're broken. They're just gone.
The other thing that I have, my other issue with that movie is that there is no universe where in a mind battle, in the battlefield of the mind, Scarlet Witch will never be more powerful than Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
She is, though.
Okay, Dave, tell us why.
Dave just disinflated like a balloon.
Tell us why.
She is. Okay, read House of M, and you'll see why. House of M, she completely rewrites the entire reality. Professor X can't do that.
But her ability is to rewrite reality and history, but not add probability.
And if you remember at the end of that story, she gets rid of all mutants. She gets rid of all mutant powers. Can Professor X do that? No, he can't. All he does is he sits in the chair and he puts a thing on his head and he's basically a GPS.
No, Dave, Nick's question was like, would he win a battle against him in the War of the Mind?
No.
No. 100% no.
In the movie, Scarlet Witch goes inside Charles Xavier's head, and that's where
she does not alter the reality. She just goes inside his head.
Doesn't she break his neck or something?
She does.
Inside the brain, and he cracks his neck alive, and he goes, ah.
Well, okay. But, so this reality, maybe he was just shit. Because if you remember, Patrick Stewart has filmed 3 death scenes as Charles Xavier.
Yeah, I would say that. I would agree to that.
Is he now the
hold on.
of the MCU?
So maybe Patrick Stewart is just shit as Charles Xavier.
You shut your trash mouth.
Nick, we can agree on the Winter Soldier cap thing, but that's too far.
I like Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier, but I do have to give, like, in the whole movies he died.
I do gotta say one thing about...
But is he immortal? He has come back. So he is immortal because he has come back.
I gotta say one thing about Multiverse of Madness, though, and Kath is gonna agree with me 100%. How awesome was the Patrick Stewart entrance on the X-Men animated series chair with the music as he comes in? When he comes in, then you hear the background music. Yeah, I'm sitting in the movie theater with a bunch of my friends who are younger than me, because I'm old as shit, and I'm watching this movie, and I hear the music, and I go, yes! And all my friends look at me like...
Clean up in aisle 3!
Well, I had a similar experience, Nick. When that happened with me, don't get me wrong, when I saw Professor X, it was really cool. But when he came in and I did the whole, yay! Like that, I was like, oh, Professor X! I did that, and literally the people next to me, they just went, shush. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise we were in a fucking library.
Yeah.
So, there's actually the local movie theater here in the town I live in has done Wicked Nights that you can, and they've done Wicked with audience singing, and they'll put like the lyrics on the screen for those of us that want to sing the show.
Yeah.
See, this is
well, that's fine, but like, if they advertise it like that, you should be able to.
Yeah, and that's this particular night. We did that for a week now, and they do like, and it's a late night show. It's like at 11 p.m. and people would go to sing along with the show.
Yeah, I see. This is why I don't go to theater. So, like, imagine you're sitting in the theater to hear like Idina Menzel's performance, but like there's a new actress. But instead, there's someone behind you goes, "Fly reality." You go like, "Oh fuck!"
You know about the story? I'm guessing because you brought it up, Nick. Because there was a thing in America that the actress for Alphaba, she was defending people that were singing in the theaters while other people are watching it, and for that, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. It's in an actual theater. You know, you wouldn't go and watch a show on Broadway or the West End and sing along with everybody because you get thrown out for it.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. So when I went to go see Hamilton on Broadway a couple of years ago, there were these three motherfucking kids singing.
The clue is in how you're describing
word
them.
of Hamilton.
Yeah.
So he's been angry at Cal, he's been angry at you, David, now he's angry at kids.
Yeah.
I'm scared now.
Look, I went to New York, which was an 8-hour drive from my house, to go see Hamilton. And I don't need to hear little children.
And then kids are like, "My shot, you're never gonna get my shot."
I'm like,
no.
Okay,
my
so
police dinner was really good that night.
right, guys. There's a few things I'd still like us to cover. A couple of things to react to in that. One thing I feel like somehow we've got off the subject of is we were speaking about the Sony, like the end of this, and like we didn't really ever finish that. So what do we think is next? Like Sony still have the rights. They're going to put out Spiderverse. I'm sure they'll come up with some reason because they have to keep the rights. But what are they doing if this, if Morbius and the Venomverse is over? I don't think it is. I think this is a false rumor. I think there is going to be another Venom movie, and they're going to find a way to bring back Andrew Garfield. That's my prediction. Cap.
So I have an idea.
Okay.
Cap
You said
first.
cap, David. You said cap. Okay. So what I'm thinking is like Craven from the trailer I saw. If it's good and campy as it's going to be, I'm 100% for that film. I've not seen it yet, so I can't give you my thoughts. But like from the trailer reaction, I thought it was gonna be a great B-movie action flick. The dude gets bit by a lion and becomes Lion Man. It's an awesome concept. You can't brainwash me out of it, okay? My inner child wants it so much. But but the thing is, like, I think they just churn out these movies until the next Spider-Verse comes, because Sony still owns Spider-Verse. So they just, like, fill in the gaps while they make a good film, and then, like, oh shit, everything is shit. Ah, boom, Spider-Verse, another Oscar. Goodbye. For 5 years, we're gonna make shitty films now.
Haven't we been saying for a few weeks that they said that Spider-Verse 3, or Across the Spider-Verse Part 2, doesn't have a release date? It's been indefinitely postponed. So that's a problem. And according to this, it says here, Kraven the Hunter is currently going to get a lower box office than Madam Web.
Wow.
It's not going to do well. They're saying it's going to have a $13 to $15 million dollar opening. Now, when you remember, like they were saying,
What did they say to Madam Web when it was about to come out? Did they say it's going to be good or bad?
bad.
Because like,
The expectation wasn't good for it, because like the
Okay.
trailer for it was. What was the thing they said in the trailer that was like quite famous because it got memed? It's like, when my mother was in Africa researching spiders or something like this. Do you remember that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. It looked terrible. It was terrible. Venom 3, I don't know how well it did in the end, but it underperformed. And I think their only hope now is that they need to say, here is Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire. Here is the Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield. And then we're going to do a film which is Venom versus the Spider-Man. And they team up what worked dump off what doesn't, or even say they do that. They do Amazing Spider-Man 3, they do Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4, they do Venom versus the Spider-Men, and at the end of that, Venom is like, but I've made some new friends. They introduce the Sinister Six, and you're like, oh shit, Morbius is back, but then it'll be okay because the next film will give them all of their shitty supervillains versus the Spider-Men that we like. And then we'll be like, oh wow, they redeemed it somehow. But even then, because it's got Spider-Man in it, it'll be that you'll be 4 movies deep, and either by that point you'll have had the momentum, or you sell it to Disney.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Go on, Nick.
The end game.
Here's my idea. They do an animated series in the style of X-Men 97. This is actually an interesting idea. Hear me out. You know that there was a Spider-Man animated series on Fox back in the day when, like, at the time, that ran at the same time as the X-Men animated series on Fox. What they should do is they should cast... Are you agreeing with me, Dave?
No, I'm telling Cap, he's going, oh, there were 4 Spider-Men on Fox. No, he's talking about the 90s one, Cap.
Okay, yeah, finish your thought.
That they should do like a Spider-Man 97 that just continues the story from the animated Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s.
Well, yeah, because they in X-Men, they have a clip of Peter Parker with MJ.
Yeah.
So he does find her.
Yeah, and then the show ends. That's the last clip. That's the last scene in the cartoon.
Yeah.
What they should do is they should do what like they did with X-Men, that they did X-Men 97, and they should just continue that storyline and maybe have like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland do the voice of Peter Parker. Because you can do a voice recording session in 35 minutes, you know.
I'm pretty sure their budget's gonna be like Tom Holland's gonna be like so much money.
Also, you're not recording voiceover in 35 minutes.
And do you not remember, Nick? This Peter Parker in the 90s Spider-Man, he looked like he was in his 30s, and he still wears that green and white striped top.
Well, look, fine. We get somebody who sounds like in his 30s. You know what? We'll get McDave to do the voice of Spider-Man. They'll even able to dub it into French for free.
Yeah.
I love that Nick, like how Nick convinces us. Like, he needs to convince David. David will play this role in the new thing. And it's like, Dave will play the new role. Now agree with me.
Yeah, I like it.
The only role I would ever accept in the MCU is Agent Venom. That's it.
Wow.
Isn't that Flash is the one who turns into Agent Venom?
Yeah, that's Flash who becomes Agent Venom, and now it's Agent Anti-Venom.
Okay, so in terms, because look, Sony are going to have to do something, and obviously they've got whatever deal with Marvel that they've got with like the MCU. I still think when it comes to the next Avengers films, we're going to see how the after effects of Spider-Man No Way Home continue. And look, there's no way, especially with the trouble that the MCU has been in, they're definitely bringing back... Ryan Reynolds this week has said, like, oh, I don't know if there'll be another Deadpool movie. You might see me pop up as an extra part in a Gambit movie, right? There is no way Marvel aren't looking at all of the pieces they've got, and we're getting another Wolverine movie, we're getting another Deadpool movie. They're definitely going to bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, because if they're doing this multiverse thing, they need their star players, right? But the last thing I'll say just on Andrew Garfield, and we've probably said this before, here's how you finish off his storyline. He comes across through the multiverse, he's in our universe, and he needs to meet our universe's Gwen Stacy, and that way he can... That's his happily ever
Bring
after.
back the dream team, Gwen Stacy, Emma Stone back in the MCU.
Exactly. I almost can't believe that they didn't do that. Imagine if in No Way Home...
Are you making...
Just one second, Nick. Imagine if in No Way Home, you know, do you remember that bit where he rescues Zendaya? The way that Gwen Stacy died, and he had that emotional moment, right? That was really cool. But imagine, and obviously that, you know, after that fight sequence, they couldn't really do anything more. But imagine if they'd got the scene where Andrew Garfield walks past and then comes out of the coffee shop. It is the alternative Gwen Stacy. and he just missed her. They could have put that tease in
I'm
there.
not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, that would have been so cool. That would have been so cool. They should totally do it. And do you know how they? Okay, sorry, I'm almost there. So imagine if when he does meet that Gwen Stacy in the MCU, he misses her. He walks past, but then Spidey sense, and it turns out in the MCU she is already Spider-Gwen, and she has the spider sense and goes over to him. That's how they should finish that. That is how they should finish it.
The funny thing was,
I would like to say, like, there's a YouTube channel called How It Should Have Ended. Is basically like Superman and Batman kind of sit in a coffee shop and give their takes on the latest movies. Not that. So what happens is, like, after Amazing Spider-Man ends, Spider-Man goes into the coffee shop and he puts Batman at a gunpoint and tells Superman, change it back. I know you changed your girlfriend, came back to life. Change it back. And Superman's like, I haven't done that since, like, Superman, like, in the 80s. I'm not doing it again. Change it back. Change it back. I want my girlfriend back.
Yeah.
the point I was going to make, Dave, was actually the exact same point you made, that they should have had Gwen Stacy, like, just walk past, like, at the coffee shop and, like, flinch and see Tom Holland and just, like, continue walking on.
Yeah.
Tom.
Do you mean Tom Holland or do you mean
Tom
Andrew
Holland,
Garfield?
even Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I think it'd be better if it
I
was...
mean, Andrew Garfield,
Yeah. Just a
Ron
little
Spiderman.
moment like that. Because I'll tell you what, even if they did it the way you said, Nick, where they imagine if that was all they brought Emma Stone in for, and like you have like Andrew Garfield, and he does whatever in the next 2 Avengers movies, and then you just see like, oh, I'm trapped in this universe now, and you just see him walk past, and you just see, oh, sorry about that, and then it's just like, she looks round, the whole audience would be like, oh, we know how their story's going to continue now, and you kind of wouldn't even need to see it.
Or, like, they're walking, like, she's walking with, like, reading a book or something, like they do in the city all the time, and they just bump into each other, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, and they just continue on their merry way.
Yeah, I love people just walking along.
Yeah.
Hey,
sorry. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there.
Have you not been in, have you guys ever walked around New York? Like, in the middle of the day, there's a bunch of people walking around, like, reading a book or playing on their phone as they walk.
You realise what this podcast show is, Nick? We don't go outside.
I've been to New York. I can honestly say I didn't see anyone reading a book. Right. Kat.
When I was...
Since you're all talking about reading a book, I'm going to change the subject a little bit. I finished the first novel series, actually. Like, this is the first novel series that
You've
I
ever
finished.
read?
Book one. I've read, like, I never finished a novel series. Like, I never get invested enough to complete the whole novel series. Even in, like, in Discworld, I let, yes, Dave, it is Warhammer. It is the story of Empress Kane in the 40th millennium. I think there's about 11 books, and I've gone through all of it. It's the first time I finished a novel series, and I just have to tell you geeks all about it. And Dave is 100% correct, right on the money. I think I spoke about it a little bit. It's the Caiaphas Cain, the hero of the Imperium. He's based on basically one of the favorite characters in the Warhammer universe, who is not technically that much grimdark. He's not a space marine. He's a commissar. He's like the military political officers. And you know the storytelling, right? Some men are born great. Some men have greatness thrust upon them.
Yeah.
Well, for some men, greatness sleeps with them and put them in a rocket ship, and that rocket ship keeps going up. Okay? Yeah, I literally slept with a demon and lived to tell the tale about it.
Few
it
inches.
does happen. Like, no, what I'm saying is, David, like, this guy, the weird thing is, like, he keeps failing up. He's the most funny character in the Warhammer series universe. But it's like he doesn't have to want to do any hero stuff. He would love a desk job. But the weird thing is, he gets into situations where it just like is so awesome that he becomes the hero of the Imperium. And how I would describe it is basically Johnny English in the Warhammer 40k setting. And it's really fun, and I would highly recommend it. It's one of the few books that like kept me to finish the whole series. I'm not really sure if the whole series is technically finished, but like there haven't been any new book announcements. It ends on book 11, Vainglorious. So far you can look it up and you can read it. It's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, awesome stuff. Now, something else I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys have seen this or if you're particularly into the previous films in the series, but they have shown off the trailer for 28 Years Later. I don't know if you can check it out.
I wanted to talk about this.
Okay, good. So let's bring it up now.
So it's 28 days later, and 28 years later?
So it's 28 days was the first one, 28 weeks was the second one. They didn't do 28 months later, but I have a theory on that. And so now we have 28 years later. Hopefully this is muted. Oh shit, is this an advert? Are they adverting me? No, they're not.
No. This
is it. So like, it shows the Teletubbies.
This has stuff.
Now, I think so. This shows that this was the 1990s or early 2000s when the first one came out, and this is going to show how it began. So yeah, literally, they're going to show.
I thought the kids were crying because they were showing them Teletubbies.
Haha. Okay, and so then obviously it's showing
the virus was spread by the Teletubbies.
All this time later, days became weeks. They skip over weeks, become months. But I do have a theory on that. I think this looks very like The Walking Dead, I'm not going to lie. Because all these years later, it's saying about how history has changed. Not history, like society. So look at this, it looks like The Walking Dead. Now, and isn't that Kraven the Hunter? Who the hell is in this?
Yeah, he's the actor.
Wait, isn't that the guy from the first film?
No. Cillian Murphy. Okay, there's a big rumour that Cillian Murphy is shown as a zombie in this. So, but people don't know that for certain, but I can bring it up because I saw it earlier. So look, this is just The Walking Dead. There are tribes, people have got masks. So there's going to be all different factions, of course. I think this will be good. The first one is really good. The very first time I saw it, I wasn't super keen. But since then, I really do like the first film. The second film...
I don't like horror films historically, and I thought the first one was very good.
You thought it was good, did you say, Nick?
I haven't got into this franchise.
You should.
Oh, okay, so people are saying that's Cillian Murphy, so let's just take that back. I'll press play, I'll try to pause it at the appropriate moment. So you give me your opinion when you see it. People are saying that is Cillian Murphy. And
really?
Well, it kind of does look like him. I'll have to bring up the comparison photo when I find it. But people are saying...
Like rising like the Undertaker. It's like rising like the Undertaker. It's like,
yeah, exactly. But people are saying that might be Cillian Murphy.
Am I allowed to say I don't know who Cillian Murphy is?
Yeah, of course. Oppenheimer. He's the main actor in 28 Days Later.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
So,
I don't know who it is.
Wait, haven't you seen Oppenheimer?
Oh, yeah, I did.
He played Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah, I like that guy.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, 28 years later. I think this trailer looks good. Who knows if it will actually... I don't know if there's like anything else after that. No, that's it.
No, that was it.
It looks good, but to me it looks very much like The Walking Dead. It doesn't look... It just looks like there's different factions of humans, and society is now just going to be people living in like caves, not caves, but you know what I mean, just like in little... they've lost a lot of technology. How do I remove this goddamn thing? There we go. They've lost a lot of technology, and so now they've got a lot of crossbows and things like this. Go on, Dave.
I was going to say, because at the end of 28 weeks later, we see that the virus spread across the world, or went into Paris at least.
It did.
These zombies are not... Technically, they're not zombies. They're just called the infected. They don't eat humans like in The Walking Dead. They don't eat people. They just spread the virus. So now they do. I've been doing some homework. I did my homework, David. I promise you, I did my homework.
Okay. I'll let you say what you're going to say, but then I'm going to blow your mind, Dave.
Okay, I'm going to love this then. So yeah, the rage zombies, they just pass on the virus through the bite, but they don't eat people.
So it's like rabies.
So, like rabies. It is. The rage virus is a form of rabies. And the way it's said, the original infected in the UK, because that's where it all started. In the UK, the rage zombies, they died through malnutrition because they weren't eating. Because all they were doing was finding people to infect. So they all died of hunger. When we pick it up in 28 weeks later, they're pretty much all gone.
That kind of makes sense because when you have like rabies, you wouldn't be able to swallow as much, so you kind of don't really much into like eating or drinking.
Well, yeah, because throughout the film as well, they're actually spewing and vomiting up quite a lot of blood, and that also helps spread the infection. But for years later, I think you're right, David, in that they're going for a sort of Walking Dead aesthetic. But I'm like, how can they do the infected when they die out through malnutrition?
Well, they'll have to say that there were researchers and it caught out the lab. But if you remember 28 weeks later, it showed that his wife, Robert Carlyle's wife, had some level of immunity, but she was a carrier. Mm-hmm. And so that's how come they like locked her up, and then when Robert Carlyle went in and kissed her, he wasn't immune, so he instantly became a zombie. And so all it needs is someone to be a carrier, like all these generations later, 28 years later, and it could come back. Now, if I can address one particular thing.
Go on then.
Okay. I'm on the clip at the moment. It is quite probably far too gory for me to show the full thing. So if you will indulge me. They say that they are infected. So the idea is it gives you rage, you lose your faculties, you become violent, you are filled with rage, but you're not a zombie. That's what they've always said. They're not zombies. They are just infected people that eventually will starve to death. But 28 weeks later broke their own law. Because towards the end of the film, I'm going to bring it up here. I have the exact moment. Right, I'm going to press play. I'm going to press play on this specific moment. Okay, it's such a violent scene. I'm only going to have a second here. Right, okay. Now, they say they're not zombies. They are living people, Dave. You would agree, yes?
Yes, I agree that they're living.
Harold Perrineau, or whatever, who played Mike or whatever in Lost, he plays a helicopter pilot. And he's trying to pick up Jeremy Renner, who knew that Jeremy Renner was in that film before he was like Hawkeye and all these other things. And the two like children. And Harold Perrineau, the helicopter pilot, is like, I ain't picking anyone up. You're a soldier. I'll pick you up. I'm not picking anyone else up. Then all of the non-zombies start running towards them. And a guy tries to jump on the helicopter. He spins around to drop this guy off, right? And then he turns the helicopter and he dices up all of the infected. Yes? You with me here?
I'm still following you.
Okay. So guys, watch this moment from the film. And I'm risking that it's something too violent. If they are not zombies, and this guy has had his body cut in half, and his arm cut off, how is he still running?
He's not. He was just waddling.
No, that guy is Look, I'm going to have to literally... He's
not running, David.
He is... What do you mean he's on his feet? He is on his feet.
Yes,
he
but
is
in
in
fact. You can argue that the guy in Saving Private Ryan who's got his arm blown off is walking around.
But it isn't just his arm missing, it's half of his upper body.
It's like his liver is
his
out.
Heart is gone.
Give him a few seconds.
Look, 55 seconds you can see on the screen. That is when the helicopter is turning everyone into goo. 56 seconds. This
but it will take him a bit of time to
No, it's not. This is 1 minute 26. If you get that injury to you, you are dead instantly. Instantly. Now, I understand that they say that they're not zombies, but then the idiot who filmed this made a zombie movie. They followed the rules of zombies. You can't get sliced up if you are a living human being and survive that.
No, Ray.
Look, I'm gonna put out
Oh my god, you invoked it.
You did. nerd rage! You did.
But I'm not wrong. Okay, look, I know they say they're not zombies, but that one scene proved that they were, because this is the same logic.
This is how the rule of cool breaks the whole plot.
This is the same logic a couple of years ago when there was that Star Wars comic book where someone fell off a cliff, they whipped out a lightsaber, and it just slowed them down, and they held on to it.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. There are certain rules that if you break it, it's like you've broken your own law.
Wait. Go back, David. Go back.
Okay, I don't remember what it was. It was a couple of years ago.
Someone used the lightsaber to slow down their fall from a cliff.
How? Brain not comprehending.
So yeah, it was in the High Republic. Okay, let's see if I can find the image.
That explains. It's Disney because because Disney don't understand lightsabers.
No, they got people
it's
to.
A glowing laser stick. It's a
Right. Okay.
laser stick. At least they could have been like, oh, what? At least they could have gotten that.
It's from the same brains that bought you the Jedi. I'm not going to disrespect the game because I love the game. It will come on the Twitch channel. But in Fallen Order, you cut a stormtrooper with a lightsaber and he just brushes it off like it's nothing.
Even if it's cut off? Like sliced?
Look, I'll tell you what, Cap, go look this up. The comparison between Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, the lightsaber combat in Jedi Outcast, versus Jedi Fallen Order.
Do you know what? Like, I've got the image here, but it's being a real problem. So I'll just see if I can zoom in, but I don't know if I can. It's making it hard.
Jedi Knight Outcast, you actually dismember stormtroopers. And stormtroopers, aliens, imperial officers, everything.
So guys, just look here.
Exactly.
She's going to fall, she sticks the lightsaber into the cliff, and then she's hanging onto it like a branch. And this isn't how, look, someone's put the caption here, honey, I don't think that's how lightsabers work. And literally, this is in an official Star Wars comic. And this is the same logic. In 28 weeks later, they had done a great job at saying they're infected, they're not zombies with 28 days later. But then having someone have half of their body, their ribs cut out, their lung cut out, still on their feet running like a good 50 seconds after being slashed by a helicopter blade. It's like, well, actually, you've just told everyone that they are, in fact, zombies. Because that's the only explanation.
With the lightsaber thing, right? Maybe you could have done at least, like, she lowered the... Because, like, if you lower the heat on something, it's gonna take a while for it to cut through. Maybe that's slow...
How do you do that? How do you lower the heat?
Power. Low, and maybe it has a dial or something where you can lower the
let me break this down for you, Cap, okay? Let me break this down for you, okay? A lightsaber is made with certain electrical wires and using attunement to the Force. Nowhere in the Jedi archive does it say, and don't forget to add your heat monitors to change the heat of your lightsabers, boys and girls.
That's clearly a design flaw.
No, it
That's
has
clearly a design flaw. They should have had a dial that should lower
what do you
the heat.
expect them to have as well? Do you want them to have a little bottle opener on there as well to say, everyone's having a beer, bottle opener. There you go.
Okay, like, think about it, right? This would make all the Jedi lightsabers that are not being killed, like...
It's not a Swiss Army knife, you idiot!
Think about it, like, Zoo, you didn't die? Oh, wait, I need to readjust the dial a little bit.
Look, can you imagine on Hoth if that was the case? Oh, sorry, it's cold on Hoth. I gotta warm up my lightsaber before I can bite you.
Yeah. I mean, look, okay, this doesn't show the dangling moment, but this is more clear. Just like sticking it in, like that. No, you're just going to keep going down. You're going to keep going down. Doesn't work that way.
It will slow you down, but you won't be able to use it like a branch.
Not as if. It's necessary. Like, if you can touch a door and it melts it away, then it's gonna go through everything. But if you add a dial, there is no dial.
Oh, sorry, my lightsaber needs warming up. Hang on, I'm just going to warm up my lightsaber real quick. Just bear with me. I'll be with you in just a second.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll give you a topic to discuss. Duran is neither a Duran nor a Duran.
Okay, guys, we'll begin to wrap things up. Is there anything major that we have missed, though? Apparently, they're making a new American... Sorry, go ahead.
We have not talked about Wicked.
We did last time.
We did last week. And today. You're saying about the sing-along.
How Moana 2 is going to beat Wicked in the money.
Oh, no, Moana 2 looks terrible.
Oh, no. Anyway, so I'm at my point. I'd like to bring up is... I saw the trailer for Invincible Season 3.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
cool.
yes.
We got the trailer
That
for
actually looks good.
It does, and we're getting Mark's blue suit, so we're going into his dark era.
Wow.
So I'm going to start watching it now because Season 3 looks interesting.
I'd like to see what they're going to do with it. Are they going to go into the Invincible War? Are we going to have...
Will Conquest make an appearance, Dave? Will Conquest make an appearance, Dave?
I hope he makes an appearance. He wasn't in the trailer, so that maybe they'll do what they did in Season 2, where they had, where Omni-Man was in the end of halfway of Season 2, so maybe they'll do that with Conquest. But they have got the Invincible War to do as well.
Maybe they can do it. I mean, like they're 40-minute episodes.
I mean, when Mark gets the blue suit, the Invincible War's coming first, and then we're going to have Conquest arriving. But we'll see. Really, we'll see. I hope. We've got Kid Omni-Man. Well, Kid Omni-Man with armor as well.
Or Omni-Kid.
No, he's Kid Omni-Man, and then you got Teen Omni-Man.
I need to watch Invincible. I haven't watched a minute of it.
I'd say give it a go. It is good.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'll like it. I'm sure I'll like it.
What is it on these days?
Prime? Is it Prime?
Amazon, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do we get the end of Cobra Kai?
Next February, I
Yeah,
think.
something like that.
And there's also Reacher Season 3 trailers as well.
Do you want to check this? Again,
Yes.
Reacher is a show I haven't seen a minute of, but I don't mind. Do you know what? I've seen like the films, which I understand are nothing to do with this. But
No, but like, I also recommend the Reacher series as well, David. I think like your Arnold action film vibes would be like reignited.
you can't say it's going to give me Arnold action vibes. You've just set it up to fail, right? You know, you can't be Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
It's gonna be Commando.
Yeah.
Dave MC there. I've never seen Jack Reacher in any way, shape, or form.
Well, we'll check it out.
You need to watch the series.
So anyway,
Okay.
Here is this thing. Restream. You need to do slightly better. This is really painfully slow bringing these things up.
Sean Bean.
No.
My screen is a bit fuzzy, so it looked like Sean
Well,
Bean.
to be honest, like, we do have this shield across it, so.
This is the first time we're seeing someone who's bigger than Reacher.
So is that Jack Reacher?
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I know that was a thing, that Reacher is meant to be like a big guy, and they cast Tom Cruise.
Yeah, the actor is playing is currently like 6'3" or something.
Wow, that was a short trailer. I had a drink and I missed the whole thing. Right, okay, well, that was good.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah, okay.
So this is the first time.
And that's it.
I do recommend it though. It's one of the well-written shows that I've actually seen. So.
Oh my god, where the hell are we on this damn screen? Right, this screen share stuff is shit. We may end up back on Zoom. Right. Oh god, now we've got so many things on at once. Right, there we go. Zoom. Right.
There is no StreamYard, only Zoom.
There is, yeah. Okay, let's see if StreamYard have replied. Because I told them I thought they were douchebags. Nah, they ignored me.
I love the Stream Wars mini subplot in Geek Battle. I love
Well, yeah, exactly.
We've got the main plot of us talking about geeky stuff, and then there's the subplot.
I saw it.
By the way, Streamyard, if you guys are Restream, if you guys decide to sponsor us, we greatly take your money, but we won't use your product.
Yeah, no, you need to Restream. If you'll sponsor me to $391 a year, I will get StreamYard and not use you. How about that?
Yeah, you can send us an email. David is wrong about Batman Beyond.
Well, you were wrong about 28 weeks later not having zombies in it.
I am not wrong.
They were zombies. Wrong. You were like, no, it's just a flesh wound. You were like bloody Monty Python. It's like, you know, we are the knights that say neat.
The Black Knight.
Yeah, the Black Knight.
David, that's the thing. It's
just
England.
a flesh wound.
They're all the Black Knights. They're
Yeah.
all the Black Knights. It's England.
Yeah, everyone you can take the lungs out of anyone in England, it's fine.
Yeah.
They're like, it's just a flesh wound.
It's just a scratch. Oh my god.
I love this one.
Oh wow, it says we can try a Christmas font. Let's see what happens. Oh!
Oh my god, jeez.
That's just hard to read, I don't like it. I wouldn't know how to change it back. Default.
Aren't you English guys come with like cursive, like programmed into your brain?
No, we don't come with accessories, Cat.
Yeah.
Like I always think
like how this works.
I always think like British people are preloaded with Lord of the Rings, cursive writing, and manners.
Manners.
We're right with two of them. Manners, yes. But we come with a serious tea addiction and politeness.
Hey, so quickly going back to the Warhammer conversation, I remember seeing something that I thought was hilarious. How do I post?
You probably have to send the link to David, then he'll post it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay. Right.
About Warhammer, he disappeared.
Yeah. Oh shit. Hang on, guys.
Warhammer!
That is so weird. It's literally this pose.
Now you're glitching. Your powers are fading, David.
Oh no.
Oh, and also, by the way, while you're doing that, I saw the first episode of Creature Commandos. I approved the nude scenes.
Of course you do.
That is the important
Is
thing.
it a little funny nude scene?
I approve the nude. Like I saw it in the first episode. I approve it.
There were some good butt shots.
But I still. Yeah.
Wait. Nick, I don't understand what you sent me.
Warhammer.
You've sent me like a load of like toys.
Yeah.
What kind of toys, David?
I see what it is. What he sent is, so he sent pictures of the Warhammer little models, but as the Spanish Inquisition from Monty Python.
Because there's a bunch of,
okay.
there's a faction of Warhammers.
This is amazing and I love it.
Oh man, I'm going to have to bring it up. This takes so long on this thing.
No, here's the thing, guys. The Inquisition is a real thing in Warhammer.
There they are.
This is the thing. Yeah. So they are an actual thing in Warhammer. The Inquisition.
Yeah,
One
of my friends who's a very well-known Warhammer player in the U.S. sent me those on his army of Inquisitors. Is actually he had them all altered to be the Spanish Inquisition.
Inquisitors.
Yeah, but Cap, you misunderstand. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Right.
Just imagine that. You got the Emperor's room again. We got that guy, from the beginning. He's got his little stick. He's hiding in the corner. He's just got. Won't send the Inquisitorius. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
But you know, Dave, like in Warhammer, they everything is kind of a parody in Warhammer. It's too serious, but it's kind of a parodical nature as well. Inquisitors do walk around like they're like the CIA of the Imperium of Man. But
So
guys,
I gotta show you guys what my cat is doing right now.
Jim.
Wait.
What?
Wait.
Welcome to Cat Battle, where we talk about cats.
Yeah.
What?
Nice blind. What is this?
What is it
My
doing?
cat is. I threw my My Doctor
Ah, it's got your Doctor Who
The
scarf. I love
cat
it.
approves.
and my cat has been like, oh, this is very nice, and has been slowly wrapping herself the scarf around her.
Right, so guys, we are going to have to begin to wrap things up just because we're a few minutes before Extreme Improv Xstreamed. Excuse me. But let's go on to our outros round. I love the new format. We're on Restream. We've completely lost the Phantom Zone. We've lost everything. It's terrible. Right. Still working out the bugs. But all of these things will be back. I expect 2025. It's crazy. What we're going to have to do within like the next week or two, I guess, is to do our year in review. We're going to have to we should do something like awards. Like we should like we can battle it out. We don't have to like decide beforehand, but we should like have categories for like movie of the year, TV show of the year, geek of the year, or I don't know what. And
so I know who we should not nominate for Geek of the Year.
Who's that, Nick?
We should not include Dev in the Geek of the Year nomination.
What?
Because he has not seen. I'm sorry, not Dev. Not Dev.
What are you attacking Dev now? He's over here.
Why do you think he's not
going
here?
through the entire cast. He's going through the entire cast.
Who do you mean? Who are you really trying to attack, Nick?
He hasn't seen Star Wars. Therefore, he cannot be classified as a traditional geek.
I don't think you have to see it, to be honest.
I mean, I have not seen anything of like Star Trek. Like, I just only know the references, but like, I never seen an episode of Star Trek.
Do you know what, guys? It goes back to some of the early days of Geek Battle. Possibly before, like, well, I don't know, like, Cap, I think you've been here, like, since this show started. But do you remember when, and Dave, you may have as well, I can't remember. But, we ended up saying, like, having, like, a long, very, very serious discussion of what the definition of geek is. And it was just, like, the most depressing, not fun conversation ever. Just about, well, some of us might be music geeks, and that's okay. I'm like, no! It obviously means Batman! You know? I don't want to be like I don't mind if we get the occasional space fact or something. Cap, you always bring up the mythology, and I'm a bit like, I'm not hearing much Wonder Woman music in this, right? But it'd just be like, well, you could be a food geek. Like, I know for one that I'm a snooker geek, and it's like, what is this? It's just an everything battle show now. But yeah.
Welcome to Geek Battle. We speak about snooker and music and food.
Exactly. But the point is, like, no one, you know, because some people especially were like, oh, I don't know if I could do Geek Battle because, you know, I don't really play video games. It's like, you don't need to. It's like, oh, I've never seen Star Wars. It's like, you don't need to. It's like, have you seen something? It's like, if you're like, oh, I hate movies, I hate TV shows.
I
like,
love
what are you
that,
doing
like,
here then?
In the earlier days, David, like a lot of people who didn't even know what it was, like kind of joined Geek Battle and they won the shows for some reason.
Yeah.
And also sometimes Ryan does the show and he blows us all out of the water and he's like, oh, I'm not a geek. And then he goes away.
Ryan's a geek. Ryan knows movies well. You know, he's into his Resident Evil. You know, not everyone's going to know everything. Is the thing.
Yeah.
So you know, is what it is. But yeah, like if it's just that, like I'm a ballet geek. It's just like, well, we're going to struggle to converse. But anyway, let's go on to our outro rounds with our geeky recommendations. Nick, where can the people find you, and what is your geeky recommendation?
You can find me on Blue Sky at NSTEV, and my geeky recommendation is my good friend Karen Tardif wrote a book, and I really like it, and it's just a bunch of poems. It's like, and she is selling it on her website. It's called Raccoon, and if you're curious as to where to buy it, shoot me a DM on Blue Sky.
Awesome, thank you very much there, Nick. Cap.
You can find me on Sword-Deeds, where I sing I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And this time on Sword-Deeds, sorry. There's a video of like Mufasa and Scar watching documentaries and giving their thoughts about real lions. Check that out, it's really nice. My geeky recommendation, well, I have been watching a sitcom called Chuck. with like Zachary
Oh my
Levi.
god, Chuck is so good!
One of the observations that I made about the whole show is like, so Zachary Levi is supposed to be playing a nerd, geeky character, but the thing is, like, he is so big, he's tall. So to make him look less intimidating, they hired the biggest humans on the show. Like, from Brandon Routh to all the tallest people are in the show.
Wow.
And it's really funny. Yeah. Most of them are tall people on the show. There's, like, very regular-sized humans. So I highly recommend the show. Because, like, the height dispensary makes me laugh at this whole concept of it.
Yeah, do you know, I watched some of Chuck back in the day, but, yeah, it wasn't one that I massively got into, but I didn't have any issue with it. Maybe I should try it again. Dave?
You can find me here on Geek Battle and Xstreamed on various shows. Check out my YouTube channel, Dave MC Gaming. We currently have Prince of Persia going on at the moment. We have Prince of Persia Episode 3 came out today. So that will be leading up towards the new year. Check out my Twitch as well with Dave MC Gaming as well, where I do casual streams, The Legend of Tutti Frutti. We've got another Ark Survival Series and Assassin's Creed maybe starting in the new year. So go check those out. Check out my shop as well with our gaming merch that we have on there as well. And my recommendation is, I know you hate this, David, but I'm going to do it anyway. Go check out the Big Finish audio story, The War Master, Master of Callus, with Derek Jacobi returning as the Master. And he does a plot with the Ood.
Ood. Okay, thank you very much, Dave. Now, my name is David Pstansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. But make sure, more importantly, you follow all things Geek Battle and all things Extreme Improv. And that you don't sign up to StreamYard because they're dishonest. Now, the recommendation that I would give is there's a bunch of films coming out which I'm hoping I'll be able to see some at the cinema using my unlimited pass. But I've been so busy over this month that I'm not getting to see anything. I wanted to see Kraven the Hunter, which might be out this week. Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim, I think is out. Like, support these films. I don't know. I think there's some mixed reviews for the new Lord of the Rings animated film, but go see it.
I think it's like Moana's killing it.
Well, of course it's going to, but because it's like it's a 2D animated Lord of the Rings when the Rings of Power is like burned it. War of the Rohirrim, no one knows what that means. I've barely seen it advertised. It's only got limited screenings. Basically, this is that they've released something so they can definitely solidify that they maintain the rights. That's the only reason this exists. But go and see it because I'd like to see them make more Lord of the Rings projects, and I'm sure there's some fun to be had there. So with that, make sure you smash the subscribe button here on the Geek Battle YouTube channel, and until next time, stay safe, always stay extremed, live long and prosper, and before we forget it, we're going to go to our outro theme.
So that's the end of the Geek Battle show. Great Scott and goodbye, my geek amigo. Live long and prosper, may the force be with you. Peace and long life, and hit subscribe on YouTube. Until we meet again, it's goodbye from the panel. Same bad time, same bad channel. Set phasers to stun and grab your proton pack. Just like the Terminator, we'll be back. So that's the end of the Geek Battle show. Great Scott and goodbye, my geek amigo. Live long and prosper, may the force be with you. Peace and long life, and hit subscribe on YouTube. Till we meet again, it's goodbye from the panel. Same bad time, same bad channel. Set phasers to stun and grab a proton back.